Breaking news, first alert weather, and live local coverage. This is News 10 at 11.
Hi, and welcome to PdubTV News. Our first story tonight, we have Jack Thalen interviewing Mr. Martin with his archery class for middle schoolers.
For a while, the activities done in PE have been relatively the same. But recently, a new addition has been made to the lineup, archery. The objective of the game is simple. Hit as close to the center as possible.
What the students did, we had the target set up by the curtain. They were back, it's going to be roughly 10 meters. 2 whistles was to get their bow. So then they would grab their bow. Then they'd step up, I give them 1 whistle to shoot, then they would shoot, and then they put their bows back, and then I give them another whistle command, and they'd go and get their arrows out. And then when they were up at the target pulling the arrows, that's when they would score, and they would keep track of their scores. And then we'd have a class competition. I went to a conference, physical education conference, and they actually had grants for this program. So I'm like, sure, PW would be a great place to get this started. Being a rural school, I figured a lot of people go out and go hunting, that this would be a good thing not only to bring into the PE class, but eventually make it a club. So we get people that want to be into a club. The club can end up going to where people can shoot for scholarships into state tournaments and national tournaments and get scholarships to go off to college. It gives them something different. It's not a regular sport because not all students like sports. This gives them another chance to maybe get their hands on a bow that they've never got to touch before, so it gets everybody involved in an activity they may not have done before. It also brings math in because you got to do some adding, so you can do some extra math work. And then, like I said, if the club gets going and they get into the club, then they can go and work for scholarships, and it's not like they're competing, where you have to practice a lot.
What are the plans for the future?
Plans for PE side of it is just to continue to grow. I know it's going to get moved down to the elementary schools. Mr. Smith is going to do it with 4th and 5th graders down there, and then continue here with the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. I'm not sure if I'll get to the high school yet. It depends on finding room to be able to do it. And then, like I said, I'd like to get a club started maybe in the fall. I've had another school reach out and said they're trying to get local schools to get a club going, or a league, so we can shoot once or twice a week against the league and have some practices and have a good time.
This is Jack Thalen, PdubTV.
Thank you, Jack. And now we'd like to go over to the Middle East, where there have been recent events of an earthquake.
It was a rude awakening in southern Turkey on the morning of February the 6th. At 4:17 in the morning in the Hatay province, a 7.8 magnitude earthquake struck. Since then, it has been estimated that nearly 50,000 Turks and Syrians have lost their lives to the earthquake and subsequent disasters, such as flooding, destroyed buildings, and aftershocks. Many of these deaths and damages can be attributed to the poor infrastructure that is not built to standard for earthquake protection in Turkey. And in Syria, there are many displaced people in the northwest region of the country due to years of civil war, who are in more need of help after falling victim to this unprecedented earthquake. Researchers and scientists looking into the earthquake have been stunned as to how such a powerful aftershock of 7.5 magnitude followed only 9 hours after the first. Usually, the first aftershocks are 1 magnitude lower than the initial strike. However, this was 10 times more than that estimate.
Any aftershock is just another earthquake. That's all it is. So stress can build up in lots of places on the plate, and if one snaps, sometimes that moves things around, which then frees up the next place to snap. So the aftershock can be more powerful than the first one.
Earthquakes are formed on the Earth due to plate tectonics, which move and create pressure against each other. And although this event seemed to happen from nothing, that is due to today's earthquake detection technology not being perfect. And this is far from the first major earthquake to go undetected in this way. Puan Westphalia's own expert, Mr. Brian Pohl, believes that in order to protect people who live in earthquake-prone areas, proper infrastructure and planning must be made.
Same answer as if you're in a flood zone or if you're in a hurricane zone. It's putting the money into building your structures to withstand whatever you're predicting it to go. And then you hope that you built it to a level that accurately predicted the stresses that you need to withstand.
According to the CDP, UN nations have responded quickly to support aid to Turkey and Syria. Canada even has gone so far as to allow free temporary asylum to those who have fallen victim to the crisis. However, before the earthquake, as much as 15 million Syrians were dependent on humanitarian aid, and it has proven difficult for international help to reach them, as the Syrian government is not in full control of its northern territories due to the ongoing civil war. Still, 3 border crossings have been opened by the UN in order to best help the people who have nowhere else to go.
If you're ever trapped in an earthquake, make sure to stay away from tall structures such as trees, telephone poles, or buildings that may collapse in the earthquake. If you're trapped inside, find an interior room away from all windows. Brad Beach, PdubTV News. And now on a more controversial note, Buffalo Wild Wings actually wild wings.
When you go to a restaurant and order chicken wings, are you really getting wings? We're about to find out. Buffalo Wild Wings is getting sued for falsely advertising their chicken nuggets as boneless wings. The man who's suing Buffalo Wild Wings made a statement saying, "If I would have known that they were not actual wings, I would not have suffered financial injury." While Buffalo Wild Wings has not made a formal response to the lawsuit, the company joked about the situation, tweeting, "It's true. Our boneless wings are all white meat. Our hamburgers contain no ham. Our buffalo wings are 0% buffalo." This isn't the first time people have questioned chicken wings. In 2020, a man gave a speech to the Lincoln, Nebraska City Council about why the term boneless wings should be eliminated from all restaurant menus in the entire city. I sat down with Mr. Kais to discuss what makes a chicken wing truly a chicken wing.
So what makes a chicken wing and not a chicken nugget depends on who's naming it. In all honesty, there are chicken nuggets, there's chicken fritters, there's chicken strips, there's chicken fries, so as long as the word chicken is in it, it really doesn't matter what they call it. It's up to the person that names it. It's like, popcorn chicken doesn't have popcorn in it. Girl Scout cookies aren't made by Girl Scouts. So it's the idea of what it's marketed as. And it's marketed right now as a boneless wing, and everybody knows that a boneless wing is just a glorified piece of processed chicken. I would say if it's called a boneless wing, it's a boneless wing. There it is. It's a glorified chicken nugget, basically, but it's a boneless wing.
Tell us your thoughts. Are boneless wings just chicken nuggets in disguise? Scan the QR code on your screen to answer our survey. I'm Chase Kramer with PdubTV. Brant, back to you.
Thank you. That's all the time we'll have. We'll see you next time.